this stage is very impressive now. Yeah, the energy has changed here. We have so much, we have versatile actors, talent. Thank you so much for joining us. We've kind of made thoda sa switch yahan pe. Varun, you don't mind, right? Yeah, are you feeling comfortable?
Not at all. I'm very excited actually. And just to be on the same stage with Zach is always exciting. He's someone I've always watched, and I love chatting with him, and it's great to be here.
I know. Imagine if he's feeling like that, what I'm feeling right now. Can you imagine? Absolutely. So, Santosh, let's start with you. You have a background as a former cricketer yourself, and now you're leading Booking.com. He's just being modest. He's saying you have cricket background, right?
What would you play? Like what position? What were you? A bowler?
Well, I consider myself a veteran. This was, I was joking with Zaheer earlier actually that I quit my cricketing days at the peak of my cricketing career. I was in the probables for Karnataka Ranji Trophy, and then I quit. I went off to the US.
For higher studies?
I grew up in an era where parents thought academics
education was important
than sports,
Damn.
So that's why now I promote sports so much, right,
okay.
as you can see.
Sorry.
Yeah. So look, I think for us, it's a very natural fit. Booking.com and sport in general, right, is a very natural fit for us because we've been actually investing quite significantly in sport-related tourism in the last few years. We've done we are sponsoring the Major League Baseball in the US. We've done the Super Bowl ads. In Europe, we're doing the UEFA Soccer League. Just earlier this year, we also sponsored the FIFA Women's World Cup.
Right.
And of course, the partnership with ICC, the International Cricket Council, is a long-running one. We are the official accommodation partner there. We've done all the ICC events for the last 5 years. And we feel that, in general, the power of live events, the power of sporting events, mega events, where people are now traveling more for experiences. They want to not just experience these events in person, but they also want to connect with each other, and they want to experience, they want to see the world while they're doing it.
Right.
And that lends very naturally with the size and, with the diversity of products that we offer as a company, right?
Correct.
So our hope is where there's cricket, there's Booking.com.
Right. So if you ask me from what you're saying, I don't think it's a personal reason because you're a cricket lover yourself. I think as a brand, you guys believe in associating cricket with travel. Is that right?
Absolutely. I think in general, right, our mission, like I said earlier, is to make it easier for everyone to experience the world, right? And I think sport is a great leveler, right? I'm sure, Zach has more to say about it, as somebody who's played sport at the highest levels, right? Being able to connect people across cultures, being able to open up your mind, right, is something that sport really enables us all to do. So therefore, it's a great fit for us as a company and as a brand.
Okay, great. So I have a lot of conversations left with you guys as well. But Santosh, I just want to ask you, do you have any memorable cricket fan moment that you remember that you want to share with the audience here?
I have a really interesting one.
Actually,
I have several. I'll tell you two, right? I'll give you a bonus.
Okay, great.
So one is I was during my cricketing days, 1996 World Cup quarterfinal. Who remembers this? Bangalore, India, Pakistan, right?
Okay.
I was on the ground. I was a ball boy, right? So it was a fantastic experience, that entire match, and the great thing was also, my second story is linked to that.
Okay.
During the World Cup, 1 month, India spent in Bangalore doing a conditioning camp. I think these were the days, Zaheer, when India could afford to do a 1 month long conditioning camp before the World Cup, no longer, right? So during that 1 month long conditioning camp, they needed net bowlers. So I was at the nets bowling to all the Indian cricketers every single day for 3 hours. So I bowled to Sachin Tendulkar once for half an hour along with Vinod Kambli. So that's a very memorable experience that stands out.
I can imagine. I can command. It was so worth it that you shared that with all of us. Zaheer, what about you? You have any memorable fan moments from your cricketing career? And I'm sure there's dime a dozen, but if you could share some with us.
Well, good evening, everyone. Great to be out here. Actually, in fact, because of Santosh's story right now, I just remembered how I also started. Like, in '96, if you remember, Titan Cup was going on. That was the year I came to Mumbai to take up cricket seriously. And that Titan Cup final was supposed to be in Wankhede, and both the teams were there. So I happened to go there as a net bowler. So that's the memory I have. And there Sanjay Manjrekar actually took notice of my bowling, and then he called me for the Ranji camp which was going on, the probable camp, and then that kind of boosted my confidence, but also fast-tracked the whole things around my cricketing career. So that memory is something which was, I would say, me being a fanboy, being out there bowling to all the legends of the game, really inspired me to do well that year and throughout in my career.
Absolutely. Varun, you know how they say in our career, na, it's like when he got spotted. It was that audition that he gave when he got spotted. Okay, so now let's switch gears a little bit. Zaheer, you tell us about your most memorable cricket-inspired travel, because we're discussing travel here and we're here to discuss cricket and travel at the same time. When you basically explored any sort of a place in between your match or stayed back for any place for a holiday or something while you were playing cricket?
Well, I think 2006 when I was actually dropped from the team. I was not being selected. It was like a tough phase I was going through, and through that phase I got this opportunity of playing county season. So 6 months of stay in England, which was not the usual travel. It was not with the Indian team, right? Like, it was, I was on my own. I was staying on my own, figuring things out on my own, and throughout that season, I was traveling around. So, so I was actually, I enjoyed those 6 months. It was just driving through UK, throughout
the countryside, all the
countryside. You have all these small places which you visit, which usually
Which
doesn't
team did
happen.
you play for?
I played for Worcestershire.
For Worcestershire, okay.
Yeah, so Worcestershire Cricket Club. So in between breaks, and Ashish Nehra was also there for most of the times, So he was also nursing an injury. He was figuring things out. So for him also it was easier. I was there. For me also it was better because I had company. It's like 6 months staying away from home on your own, kind of gets to you at times.
And actually the countryside is very beautiful in
It is
England.
the most beautiful.
Did you go to Nottingham by any chance or played around Nottingham?
Yeah, Nottingham, Lake District, Chesterley Street, you name it, Cardiff to pretty much like, from top to bottom of UK. So North Yorkshire to the South, Surrey to all the counties. Yeah, it's great fun. 6 months of just basically imagine that you are doing a road trip for 6 months. It was that kind of a feeling, yeah.
Right.
Great to just get back to the passion of the game.
I was going to say it's a country also more suited for your style of bowling, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, see, when you're doing well on the field, obviously all the things feel rosy to you outside of it also.
Absolutely.
So it was great fun. Made new friends also. Exposure to different cultures. Worcestershire was a very nice county with that regard. Like, you have a river flowing next to the ground. You have a cathedral as a backdrop of the ground. Very picturesque. So and the culture also in the dressing room. It's actually, in a way, a lot of Asians playing there, a lot of people from South Africa. So it's like an integration of countries there, which is unique in itself. Not all the counties have that. But I got lucky with that because you could speak in Hindi with the Asian guys, and you have different cultures to explore also.
In fact, because Booking.com is bringing sports and travel together, and how passionate he is about sports, it's so true that because I think sports is one language which bridges all gaps,
Absolutely. Especially
Wherever
in
you go.
India, I would say, if
Yeah.
I can take the liberty of saying that.
100% India,
It's
and
an
how
emotion here.
like back in the day, it was obviously Zach was going to these countries. Now we have so many people from other countries coming to India to
Right.
play sports, and different sports actually. But definitely for cricket, we see within IPL only kitne players are aajkal, and
Bilkul, bilkul.
obviously those long tours are not happening, which would happen before, and stuff like that. But the reason I asked Nottingham because I studied in Nottingham, so I would go to watch some of the
Oh.
county matches sometimes over there, and there were a lot of Asian players actually जो आते थे उस वक्त पे.
Right,
तो हम
right.
कभी खाना के नाले खिलाने ले
So
जाते थे.
Nottingham, outside of playing county, I have one of my best test cricket customers bowled on that pitch of Trent Bridge. It's a lovely ground, very suited for fast
I
bowlers.
studied in Nottingham Trent. So the pitch,
Unitown, that's why, yeah.
Unitown. So the stadium used to be just like literally a 10 minutes walk away from me. So जब even test खेलने आए थे, I had gone for the test. But the one which I went for, I think that time.
I'm not going to ask you the year.
Yeah, don't ask me the year.
For you and me both.
See, that's the thing about travel. When you start discussing, you go back in the memory lane, and we're gonna make them meet once again, just two of them, so they can discuss their. But that's beautiful, actually. Get to know so much about people when you hear the travel stories. But now, guys, we're gonna have a quick rapid fire round. Are we ready for that? Because we're gonna have fun, right? That's the whole point. Are we ready for that? Okay, so I'm going to start with Zach, and then Varun, and then Santosh, in the same order as we're sitting. So, Zaheer, for you, just quick questions just to get to know you better and understand your love for cricket, which we already know, but even for travel. So, could you share a special memory of the 2011 World Cup when India won the trophy? A special memory.
You want the cricketing one or you want the funny one?
Funny one.
Or the celebratory one? Okay.
Funny,
Funny.
guys? Funny, right? Okay, funny.
So after 2011 finals, after we won, मेरे रूम में ना मतलब सुबह 6 बजे लगभग मतलब 25 से 30 omelette and sausages. Yeah, and they're just everywhere in my room because the celebrations. Yeah, and I'll give you the backstory now. So imagine going to sleep. I'm calling the room service guys. It's like, यार please ये clear कर दो. नहीं clear कर दो ये क्योंकि मुझे सोना है. The World Cup trophy was there in my room, but the celebrations basically after the match went on and on and on, and then no one wanted to go and sleep, right? But we got thrown out of the party place wherever we were partying in the hotel because obviously it was some 4:35 in the morning. Cut to no one wants to sleep, so everyone's like नहीं कुछ तो करना है यार, World Cup जीते हैं, ऐसे थोड़ी ना सोना है, मतलब आज तो सोना ही नहीं है. Then someone got all the newspapers. I remember Ashish's son was very little, 1.5 years maybe around that time. So he was awake in the morning. So this I'm talking about 6:37 in the morning. Now everyone comes to my room. There are about 20-25 people in my room, and everyone is saying, "अरे भूख लगा है." So भूख लगा है तो फिर सब ब्रेकफास्ट ही मंगा सकते हैं ना. तो सुबह ब्रेकफास्ट मंगाया, eggs and sausages. So healthy breakfast, right?
वर्ल्ड कप के बाद जीतने के बाद भी बोला कि अभी हेल्दी रखना.
हाँ, कि मतलब आईपीएल शुरू होने वाला था फौरन उसके बाद तीन दिन में आईपीएल था, तो फोकस भी रखना था वैसे. सो कट टू इन हाफ एन आवर टेक्स 25 अंडे बनाने के लिए कितना टाइम लगेगा यार. तो 1 घंटा चले गया उसमें, 1 घंटा गया होगा, तब तक सबको नींद आ गई क्योंकि सुबह के 7:30 बज गए थे, 8 बज गए थे. सो एवरीवन लेफ्ट एंड आई एम सेइंग यार वी ऑर्डर्ड फूड. So as everyone is leaving, I see trolleys are coming in my room. They're all there. Few guys came back. All it was there in my room everywhere, like on table, on stools, everywhere, chairs. There were only eggs. And yeah, I can't forget that. And the World Cup trophy, Atu, we call him, Arush's nickname is Atu. So Atu was there, and all the newspaper were like, so everyone was just sharing and just enjoying that moment. But for me, it was a lot of cleanup to do after
I'm sure
the party was over.
Possibly can't even eat all of that. I love this. This is like a movie, you know. पहले एक first shot दिखाया, फिर पूरा flashback में बताया कि ये कैसे पहुंचे थे, ये eggs and sausages में हम कैसे पहुंचे थे newspapers में. All right. Any superstitions that you have or any ritual that you always make sure before you hit the field?
I think I'm one of the very few cricketers who is not superstitious.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't believe in all those things. I don't believe in something which is going to put a doubt in my head.
Right.
So I just always approach the game like that. Having said that, I had a routine. So it was not a superstition, but more of a routine where I would have a pattern the way I would wear my shoes before I go to bowl. And even today I still but it's more of a routine. It's not like you have to first tie your left shoe ka laces, then you have to tie your right shoe ka laces. But it's more of a routine. It just used to get me going in terms of starting to think about the game or what plans I had or the last minute jitters. You know, there was more to do with that. Nothing to do with a superstition. Like if you tell me today that okay, you have to do it other way around and go and bowl, I'll still go and bowl.
Okay. Any bizarre piece of advice that someone has given you on cricket?
Cricket is one game where everyone feels that they have to
They
give
know.
the players advice.
हाँ.
तो बहुत advice मिलती होगी.
नहीं लेकिन एक बहुत around this I have a very funny story. I'm not going to take the name, but it's like me, UV, and that
The third
youngster.
person.
Yeah, the third player in the team.
The one we can't speak
Right,
of.
and he's very discussing seriously with us. So यार एक सवाल था. तो मैंने कहा अच्छा सवाल है अभी क्रिकेट रिलेटेड सवाल है अच्छा ठीक है. कहता है सिंह यूवी पा अगर हम फील्डिंग कर रहे हैं ऐसे बॉल आती है और मैंने बॉल पकड़ी और ऐसे मारा और थ्रो कीपर के ऊपर से निकल गया और पीछे छक्का हो गया. ठीक है, तो कहता है फिर वो क्या होगा, ओवर थ्रो का छक्का कहलाएगा कि क्या कहलाएगा? तो हमने उसको बोला अच्छा बात सुन, वो तो सब ये तो ठीक है तूने थ्रो कर दिया, एक चीज पक्की होगी कि तुझे इसके बाद फील्ड में नहीं रखेंगे तो तू देख ले. So yeah, I mean it was just a curious question on his part, but it was very funny the way he said it कि भाई तू अगर कीपर के अगर तुझे वो छक्का बॉल डालना है तो तुझे कितना ऊपर से फेंकना पड़ेगा, 25 30 20 मीटर 25 मीटर. अगर तू इतना खराब थ्रो करेगा तो तू एक चीज तो पक्की होगी, टीम में नहीं रहेगा.
इस स्टोरी का I have a request. Please पता करिए who is this person who we can't speak of. Okay, everyone go find out. Special prize for you guys. Special tickets from booking.com if you find out who this person is. All right. Since we're talking about booking.com, your favorite holiday destination in India and abroad.
Well, abroad, my wife loves water, so Maldives is
Of
something you know
course.
which she keeps finding. If I have to go there every month, she's not going to say no.
Sagrika always wants to go to the to the
that's
Maldives,
her
right?
peaceful place.
Not hills and all.
No, more of
More
water.
of a
Yeah.
water person. Okay. Favorite travel companion amongst cricketers?
जिन्होंने 25 अंडे मंगाए थे वो सारे ये सारे बिल्कुल उस लाइन में है. तो युवराज, आशीष, अजीत, you know, we go a long way and very strong bond of friendship. So we do travel together quite a lot and
Yes.
yeah, great memories.
Yeah, it's just a comfort level, I guess. All right, my last question to you is any advice for the current squad that's going to be playing at the ICC?
I was just going to ask अभी
Sir.
अजीत सर तो सिलेक्टर बन गए,
Oh, हाँ,
तो
बिल्कुल.
कभी-कभी आप फोन करके बोल देते हो यार तूने इसको क्यों लिया, इसको ले लेना चाहिए था.
चेयरमैन से बात होती रहती है. हाँ. नहीं, but I'm sure he's a I mean he understands the game to that level. Is I'm sure going to do a great job for Indian team in years to come. There is no doubt about that. आपका सवाल क्या था?
Advice, sir, advice.
Advice for the Indian team. हाँ. I think playing in front of home crowd is going to bring that added pressure, expectations. So it's very important that you absorb that and yet you be free. I think that is something which I'll advise them and enjoy every moment of it.
Right.
Whatever is going to happen, these moments are not going to come back. So you know that's what World Cup brings to you, and if you are looking at that way, then the whole journey of the campaign is going to be very memorable one for
Right,
you.
right. So in short, he's saying you be you, right? That's what they should be because we're so good. So don't feel the pressure. All right, great. Varun, let's come to you. Rapid fire, huh? Don't forget. Okay, so the first thing that comes to your mind when I say cricket.
India,
Oh, Talia.
I think वही है.
Talia, guys, come on. All right, first thought that comes to you when I say travel.
When you say travel, I would say Natasha. I would take my wife's name because I travel with her.
और जोरदार तालियां इसके लिए तो even louder.
वरना घर पे मुझे गालियाँ पड़ेगी.
And what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say booking.com?
Right now, travel and cricket. I think both. I think booking hotels, booking for the matches, and I think one of the things I was going to speak to him कि अहमदाबाद के मैच के लिए सब एक्साइटेड है पूरे देश में जो होने वाला है. बट टिकट शायद जिसको मिले वो मिले, बट होटल की बुकिंग नहीं हो रहे बिकॉज अपेरेंटली द होटल्स आर बुक्ड, दे आर ओवरफ्लोइंग. तो इसकी दिक्कत हम लोग कैसे, ये दिक्कत कैसे
We have all types of accommodation, Varun.
Okay.
So we have hotels, we have alternate accommodation, camps, tree houses.
Because I think
villas.
there will be people will have to stay in tree
Tree
houses
houses.
during the match. तो देश भर से लोग जा रहे होंगे.
There are also people staying in hospitals apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No
For the India-Pakistan
way.
match, right? I've heard this. Even I've heard this. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but on a serious note, we do have accommodation still available.
Okay.
In Ahmedabad?
Yes.
So I'm going to take you up.
Wait, we'll talk to you after this event gets over. Huh? We all need to speak with you. पता चला हम जमीन खोद कर कहीं सो रहे हैं रजाई ओढ़ के. All right. One destination on your travel bucket list for 2024.
For 2024, I think it would be. Honestly, I go wherever like people tell me to go. So if मेरी shooting मनाली में है, मैं मनाली चला जाऊँगा. Like I have to go now. कोई event अबू धाबी में है या कतर में है, मैं वहाँ पे चला जाऊँगा. It's like that. And travel के लिए mainly it's like I said, my wife telling me where to go. Like Zach also said on the other side, कि वो बोलती है कहाँ जाना है तो हम चुपचाप चले जाते हैं.
So I should call your wife and ask her this question. What's her
Where she wants to go.
bucket
Yeah.
list for the next year, right?
Yeah. But actually, to be fair, I've not been able to take her for very much longer holidays. So, but I really do want to.
Okay.
I really do want to. But she keeps saying that she's missing the beach a lot. मतलब यही तो जू बीच पे तो रहते हैं. देख लो beach. नहीं अच्छा, it's really good this beach also.
Yeah, sure. Guys, you're gonna see Varun tomorrow running on the beach.
But I do go. I actually go 7 o'clock in the morning.
For a
I take Joey. I take my dog for a run.
No, but we want you to go
sometimes.
for a romantic trip with her then. That's what your whole point is. On
Yeah.
The beach. Happening? No.
Romantic trip with her only. It won't be with anyone else. So.
To the beach, I mean. All right. One Hollywood personality that you would like to travel with.
Personality that I would like to travel with. I think one and only The Rock. I would like to travel with The Rock because he really jets like all over. He's all over right now, and he has his own NFL league called the XFL. So he was there during the college football time. Right now, he surprised some people over there. So I think he manages to go everywhere, and he makes time for everyone. That's one quality which I think I also strive to do. I think we all do. How do you give time to everybody?
Yeah,
वो
that's-
बहुत ही प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. आप सबको खुश कैसे करें? टाइम दे के ही. But वो like you said, you've been out of the house for how long now? You've been last 4 weeks. He's been traveling. So if it's comfortable, the travel is comfortable. Like your hotels are booked, then it's good. But otherwise, it really can get to you.
It can.
But I see The Rock always has a smile on his face. So even off, like you see him, he's always happy. So that would be great too.
So he's obviously figuring out his travel.
He's figuring out
really well.
something he's figured
It's
out.
not something right.
And he's a big guy, yeah? He's a big boy, so
Yeah, I think he's using booking.com. That's what's
Is he?
happening in his life.
Hope so.
I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, 3 things that Varun you always carry with you in your travel bag.
3 things that I always carry in my travel bag is definitely underwear. Definitely. Then
Most definitely.
I think my gym shorts.
Isn't that the same thing?
No.
Just confirming.
It might look the same, but they're not the same always. And my sneakers, my running shoes.
Of course.
Because you got to have the right running shoes wherever you go because you don't know the terrain. If you go out for a jog, the shoe is what
Absolutely
saves
agree
you.
with you. Absolutely. All right, because Zach is not superstitious. I want to know: is there something that you always do, like a lucky
Cricket pitch.
charm,
On a cricket pitch, I do. There's one thing which I always do.
like a lucky charm thing?
Yeah.
What
तो
is
जो
it?
बैट होती है ना, ये जो साइड होती है,
I really want to see this, guys.
फ्लैट साइड. So जब भी आप सपोज एक रन लेते हो, you take एक कुछ बॉल एज कर दिया है, कुछ भी, या यू कवर ड्राइव मार दिया, थोड़ा यू गो फॉर अ रन. तो रन कंप्लीट करने के बाद अब अपने नॉन स्ट्राइकर या जो योर पार्टनर जो है उसके साथ अब यू टैप बैट्स.
हाँ.
तो आई वांट टू टैप ऑलवेज ऑन दिस साइड ओनली. एंड उसका भी यही साइड होना चाहिए. अगर उसने रॉन्ग साइड दिखा दिया तो मैं बोल करेंगे.
Oh.
हाँ, नहीं मैं उसका भी लक ले रहा हूँ, पता नहीं, बट ऐसा ऐसा ही होना चाहिए टैप.
अच्छा वो भी होता है ना, ऐसे बहुत से कहते हैं अच्छा चल थोड़े रन इधर दे,
इधर दे,
लक दे दे, लक
दे दे, हाँ लक दे दे इधर. तो ऑलवेज ऐसे ही.
That's
That is
cute.
something
And
which
it
I
works.
always do.
It works.
I think it does, and I mean I think it. I played yesterday. I did pretty okay.
And you
But
won?
yeah.
Okay, chalo. Then it's working clearly. Keep stealing other people's luck. I guess it's working. All right. My last question to you is, as a cricket fan, what would you have to do to stay with our boys in blue?
What do you have to do?
What do you have to do?
भाई खून में है क्रिकेट क्या बात कर रहे हो यार मतलब we are with them only we are with the team non-stop and for me cricket and my father go together because he used to play also at one obviously way back in the day and अभी वर्ल्ड कप शुरू हो गई तो मतलब पूरा दिन मतलब एवरीडे जो काउंटडाउन होता है ना जो टीवी पे काउंटडाउन हमारे घर पे लाइव काउंटडाउन मेरे डैड करता है अभी हो रहे हैं 4 दिन में शुरू हो रहा है अरे वो टीम आ गई है ये लोग तो आ गए अभी अरे ये लोग भी आ गए ऑस्ट्रेलिया भी आ गई पाकिस्तान पहुंच गए अभी होने वाला है अभी उनका मैच एंड ही इज गोना वॉच एवरी मैच बिकॉज ही वांट्स टू सी कि कंपटीशन क्या होने वाला है अभी इंडिया के तो पहला तो इंडिया ऑस्ट्रेलिया है 8th को बट 5th से शुरू होने वाला है सो आई थिंक एवरीवन इज एक्साइटेड अबाउट दिस आई थिंक आई थिंक ईच एंड एवरी पर्सन अभी और आपने मेरे को क्यों टेंशन हो रही है वो मुझे नहीं पता मैं खेल रहा नहीं हूं
give us one memory of yours now like you told us something even sometime before cricket related one really
क्रिकेट रिलेटेड ट्रैवल तो बहुत रहा है घर पे चाहे मेरे जो बड़े भाई है वो ट्रैवल उन्होंने किया है या माय डैड वेंट ड्यूरिंग द फ्रेंडशिप सीरीज उन्होंने ट्रैवल किया था सो दैट वाज अमेजिंग एंड इट वाज अमेजिंग बिकॉज़ वी वुड गेट लाइव अपडेट्स फ्रॉम हिम when India was playing over there and how they fared and we won so that was great and hali mein even for myself I think when you know just seeing Dhoni hit that 6 live is another
I think that's
experience only I mean we were playing really well throughout the game though Sri Lanka did put up a good total but just I think seeing any match live is another experience
altogether
and like I said right now it's just the Ahmedabad match that there's a lot of build up. There's too much excitement for that. Yeah, too much
he's
excitement.
sorting us out. Don't worry about that. All right. थोड़ी मस्ती हो जाए अब यहाँ पे, हाँ? Right? I'm very excited.
मस्ती के पहले I wanted to actually मुझे जैक से एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था कि आपको क्या लगता है कि सेमीफाइनल्स में कौन से वो 4 टीम है जो
pressure.
Who are the 4 teams that are going to make it to the semis? This is a spoiler, guys.
No, I mean, pretty much. You look at the prep. I'll tell you who's going to be the dark horse. I feel. Right?
Okay.
Right?
न्यूजीलैंड मत बोलना
नहीं नया
से तो भूल जाते हो हमेशा
See, of course, India, Australia, England तो मतलब सारे ही कह रहे हैं, right? फिर उसके बाद पाकिस्तान भी कह रहे हैं, न्यूजीलैंड भी कह रहे हैं, मतलब ये 4-5 टीमें तो सभी कहते रहते हैं, लेकिन मुझे ऐसे लग रहा है कि साउथ अफ्रीका this year is going to be the dark horse of the tournament.
और वो लोग सेमी तक ही पहुंचेंगे ना?
नहीं, वर्ल्ड कप तो ऐसे टूर्नामेंट है ना कि जब तुम ये लीग फेज में अगर टॉप 4 में है,
करेक्ट
उसके बाद तो फिर मतलब वो 2 दिन की अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलनी है, तो वनडे में तो हमने देखा है anyone can beat anyone. The whole consistency is going to come from the league phase and how you approach that, and that is the real fight.
You feel South Africa can make it still? I mean,
yeah, because
they've got.
I think they have this history also, which is not a great one with regard to the ICC tournaments and World Cup tournaments. They have this tag of chokers also, you know, which goes with them. But somehow the way they played against Australia in the previous series, and you look at the composition of that squad, in these conditions, if certain players come good, I think they will be.
These conditions would suit them actually.
They will be a force to reckon with. So I think South Africa will be the dark horse. Baki to India, England, Australia, you know, these 3 teams are going to be very consistent, and there's more likely than not they will be there in that top 4 for the semi-finals.
अहमदाबाद में
तो क्या सवाल है?
क्या होगा सर?
तो पता है सबको क्या होने वाला है.
क्या होने वाला है? बता दो यार प्लीज.
पता है भाई ये. कलर तो पहने हम सब ने वही है.
This was actually not planned, huh? We all wore blue. I mean, it's a loud sign. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of a rapid fire round, which was really not rapid, but then we enjoyed that because it was a nice, cool, casual conversation with everyone. But since we have Mr. Zach here, the ace bowler, we obviously can't let him go without bowling. Can we? No! We want to see that, right? So, Zach, if you could please stand. We want you to bowl. And who do we want here to bat? Any choices? Are you sure? Okay, I didn't say that. Varun, you have to bat.
This will be the
On public demand.
shortest pitch I have ever bowled on. There's no doubt about it.
सर मेरा शूटिंग है तो बाउंसर.
Santosh, you have to be there. Oh, okay. Okay, just to make something clear, just to make one thing clear, हम सिर्फ एक over करेंगे, just one over, okay? So, are there any teams here? Who's supporting who? Everyone's supporting India only. We all are playing for India, okay? No tomatoes are allowed to come to the stage. Okay. I want you all to cheer us up. Okay, come on. Let's go for it now. Varun bhai. Okay. That take it easy, huh, please. प्यार से. Oh, front side. Well done, well done. All right, let's start this over. Very excited. Oh! चलो, कोई commentary करने आ सकता है यहाँ पर? I'd like some nice commentary. Once again. Well played, huh? Last one, right? Is that the last one, Santosh? Okay, एक extra कर लेते हैं. We'll change the rules here. We make the rules. Two more to go, okay? See guys, I'll tell you what, there's a problem that I have, okay? The branding says how's that, and I have to say how's that when you fail, so how's that? Sorry. Okay, well done. You played really well. I had to just do that. You were nervous? This is how you play when you're nervous? I won.
There was a lot of turn also, but when you have just Zaheer Khan standing opposite you and bowling, it's a different experience. And thank you, sir. It's really like a
Pleasure.
dream. It really feels like a dream, really. Thank you,
really
The
sir.
shortest pitch I've ever bowled on. This will be the story.
Well, I think you both did really well. एक बार तालियां हो जाए for them. Super. Actually, I can't believe he's actually nervous. He's such a superstar. Yeah, come on. Okay, great. So, we obviously cannot let him go. उन्होंने तो जो वो करते हैं, he's done his bit. We can't let you go without you doing what you do so well, which is, apart from being such a good cricketer, entertaining us. Do we love him entertaining us? Okay, so we are going to ask Varun Dhawan to do a hook step for us. Do you want that back with you?
I'll use the bat, but उसके पहले बोल देते हैं बेटा माहौल ऐसा बनाओ कि लोगों को माहौल याद रहे.
चलिए.
समझे? रिजल्ट नहीं.
एक
बेटा
बार.
माहौल ऐसा बनाओ कि लोगों को माहौल याद रहे, रिजल्ट नहीं.
चलिए. That was absolutely amazing. That's why we love you, because you're always so enthused. Same goes for you. Okay, guys, sit down, silence, please. Well, that also brings us to the end of this fun evening. I had a blast. Did you guys enjoy yourselves? Alright, thank you, Varun. Thank you, Zach. But before we leave, we want Santosh to just say a few words before we wrap this event.
Firstly, I want to thank Varun, Zaheer, Sukhmani. Thank you so much. I hope all of you had as much fun as we did. Thank you all for coming. And thank you all for coming as well. Remember, where there's cricket, there's booking.com.
Alright, thank you everybody. Thank you for joining us. The food is there, please eat before you go. आप लोगों ने खूब डांस किया हमारे साथ में. But we just want some photo op before that. Santosh, if you could just please come.
नहीं ज़्यादा आगे नहीं.